So we're going to pick up now with some shorter talks and move into updates from our wonderful sponsors whose generosity has allowed us to offer this meeting for free for everyone, starting with Johnny's Selected Seeds. And Emma, are you with us and ready to go?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Take it away. Good to see you.
Hi. So hi, everybody. Thank you so much for letting me take a few minutes out of today. It's been an awesome meeting already. As a new face to a lot of you, I really just wanted to take this time to formally introduce myself. My name is Emma Golonka. I took over this November as the sales rep for Johnny's Selected Seeds in Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. I grew up farming in Western Massachusetts. My family has a diversified produce farm and retail stand here. And I mention this mostly because, while I think the struggles each farm and farmer faces are very unique, they're also shared experiences. So it's my hope that through my agricultural experience and the resources available at Johnny's, I can help make your lives as farmers a bit easier. So a lot of you know that we run a very extensive trialing and breeding program in Albion and beyond. And when I started at Johnny's this fall, we went through like a little orientation up in Maine. Obviously, finally getting to see the research farm was a farmer's dream come true. But also, it was very striking to see the commitment to quality firsthand. It's really not something we print in our catalog. There's a lot of very dedicated and intelligent people putting a lot of cultivars through the ringer before they make their way into the catalog, which I hope has made its way into your hands by now. Call me if not. But if you have a question about a product or practice that I'm not firsthand able to answer, I'm definitely willing and able to find someone who can. We all take a lot of pride in working for an employee-owned business, and we really are committed to your success. In addition to our trialing and breeding efforts, we do continue to maintain seed lot standards well above the USDA's Federal Seed Act. We're testing every 5 months, and we also offer an extensive growers library on our website. There's a lot of helpful information and trial results on there. So if you haven't already ever checked that out, I totally recommend it. I am seeing some familiar names and faces on here today. I've already spoken with some of you, but I really do hope to be in touch with all of you at some point. There's some great new products this year, many organic, several bred by Johnny's. Please find them both on the website and in the catalog. Just a couple other brief updates. So our warehouse went into this busy season in really great shape compared to last year. We're really proud to be keeping up with orders at an improved pace from last year. And we also have a brand new giant printer. So for the time being, germ labels are back on packages. We certainly are in peak season though, so I do encourage everyone to get their orders in. I'm really happy to help with those. So if it's okay with you, Vern, maybe I'll add my contact information to the chat. And I just hope to be in touch with any and all of you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Emma. And you have time for a couple questions. One just came in. What is going on with seed supplies? And is anything running out?
So some things are running out just because it's the nature of the time of year. Again, we are in really good shape. We had more time to prepare over the last couple months. So we're in much better shape. Things are in much better in stock than they were previously. But yeah, I would encourage everyone to get their orders in just in case.
And there's some notes of appreciation, one
Yes.
for putting termination rates back on the packages.
Yes, definitely. We were glad to have that back.
Great. Well, thanks again for your sponsorship and support of the growers throughout the Northeast. And now we'll move on to Paul Feenan from Mowing Seeds. Paul,
Good morning, everybody. Pleasure being here. Good to meet you, Emma. High Mowing update. We're last year I talked about a lot of capital improvements at High Mowing, and we're settling into those. In particular, a large bulk cooler that we built, and a lot of the operational pieces around that. We found some real benefits there to being able to bring in more seed. And even have some room in it to put some things that are normally out on the stack, so packaged seeds into the bulk room, which is a super benefit for us. As far as this year's updates, stocks are good. Howard asked that question. It's a normal year. There may be some. We're kind of back to normal. I think I would echo what Emma said there. that last year we had a lot of late back order dates. And I think we went into the year with less stock than a normal year. This year we have plenty of stock. So there's plenty of back orders. The one thing that's worth noting is that, and I think I'm seeing this across the board, although I don't want to speak for other companies, but the websites are up to date and ours is up to date, but there is some inventory control that we're taking some liberty on there. So as we're selling up to a percentage of our back orders, of our projected incomes of back orders, we're pulling stuff down off the web. So you might go to the web and see something that looks out of stock on the web that doesn't jive with what's in the catalog, doesn't, or that just doesn't seem right. Don't hesitate to reach out to your sales rep. That's me. I'll put my email in the chat. Don't hesitate to reach out and just check in with me about those things. And that's my primary update. Just don't hesitate ever to reach out to me. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope we get through some of this cold weather and get some more light into our days.
Thank you, Paul. Next up, we're going to hear from Gina Clitheroe from the Vermont Agency of Agriculture, Food and Markets. They have an awesome produce team that supports growers, works closely with Extension. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much, Vern. And thank you all for welcoming us today. We just have a really brief couple of slides here to update you on what's going on with the Vermont Produce Program from the Vermont Agency of Agriculture, Food and Markets, and also here to share about a grant opportunity for producer associations. So that is going to be my next slide here. So the Specialty Crop Producer Association grants are, the RFA was released last week. So applications are open for reading and reviewing, and they'll open at the beginning of next week for submission. The Specialty Crop Producer Association grants are, the purpose is to strengthen producer associations and cooperatives that serve Vermont specialty crop businesses. And the eligible applicants are producer associations, cooperatives, groups of 3 or more producers and businesses, as well as service providers that are serving these organizations. Specialty crops include fruits, vegetables, tree nuts, honey, hops, maple syrup, mushrooms, herbs, spices, medicinal plants, nursery crops, Christmas trees, and floriculture. So specialty crop is a federally defined term, and most folks who are part of the BVBGA would be producing specialty crops. And the reason why we're here to present about this opportunity is because we would strongly encourage the Vermont Vegetable and Berry Growers Association to apply, as well as I know a lot of folks are diversified producers. So if you're a member of any other producer associations that are serving specialty crop businesses, maybe the Vermont Beekeepers Association, Vermont Tree Fruit Growers Association, this grant is really an opportunity for us to invest in strengthening these organizations that play such a vital role in supporting the agricultural economy and supporting producers. So if you're interested and want to learn more, whether you're a member of the VVVGA or another association, or you sit on a board, we strongly encourage you to attend our applicant webinar, which is going to be this Thursday from 2 to 3:30 p.m., which is a long time to be sitting in a webinar, but we did organize it so that the Specialty Crop Producer Association grants will be the first topic. So hopefully folks can attend, and if you need to, you can sign off towards the end. The deadline to apply is February 27th at 11:59 p.m., which is a Sunday. And you can learn more, download the request for applications, and reach out with any questions. Here is the link here, and I can also drop it into the chat after this. The next update that we'd like to provide is on the Food Safety Modernization Act proposed rule on agricultural water. There were revised water requirements that were announced, I think it was just a couple of weeks ago now. And the key change that we want to highlight for growers is that the proposed rule standards are replacing the pre-harvest microbial water quality criteria and testing criteria with requirements for systems-based pre-harvest agricultural water assessments. So pre-harvest water testing is optional. under the proposed rule. So folks that are, using irrigation from surface water, previously the proposed rule guidance was that you would need to be testing that water, and under this new proposed rule, testing is optional and not required, and they're taking this more holistic water assessment on an annual basis. But it's still proposed, it's still in draft form, so FDA is strongly encouraging folks to submit formal comments via the docket, as well as attending public meetings to share your thoughts and answer questions regarding these proposed changes. So these are the 2 dates here of the FDA public meetings on this topic. And I will share a link in the chat to our article that we just posted on the Agency of Agriculture website yesterday, which kind of outlines how, links to get to these different meetings and places to submit comments, as well as a place to reach out to the Agency of Ag if you have any questions. We also wanted to share that the Produce Safety Alliance grower training will be hosted by University of Vermont Extension and Agency of Agriculture in March. So this is an exciting announcement. This is a training for fruit and vegetable growers and others interested in produce safety, the Food Safety Modernization Act Produce Safety Rule, good agricultural practices, and the co-management of natural resources and food safety. Folks who are covered by the rule are required to have someone on their staff attend, but we are also encouraging folks, if they would like to attend, to get a refresher, or send other staff who are working in food safety supervisory roles to attend and learn more. The training will be delivered remotely via Zoom on Tuesday, March 8th and Wednesday, March 9th from 1 to 5 p.m. And the cost is going to be $20 in total, and that includes the course materials and the certificate. That is all that we have. Here's the question slides. Here's our contact information. This is my phone number and our produce program email address. So, and I'm not sure if I introduced myself. My name is Gina Clither. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm with the Vermont Produce Program and Specialty Crop Block Grant Program with the Agency of Agriculture. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or reach out afterwards. Thanks, Vern.
Thank you so much, Gina. We really appreciate all the support of the agency. The VVBGA had a grant under the Clean Water Program that helped build out the website that hosts the soil health platform open for free to all veg and berry growers. And we're going to hear from some research coming up that's been funded by specialty crop block grants, working land enterprise grants, etc. So really appreciate financial resources flowing to our community. And next up, we're going to hear from Adrian, Vitalis Seeds. Adrian, are you with us?
I'm here. Hi, everyone. Here we are again. Hoping next year we can do this in person, but glad it's continuing. It's always such a great day of information. So I'm Adrian Shelton. I work for Vitalis Organic Seeds. We are a seed breeding and production company. I'm based in Thetford, Vermont. And we develop new varieties and produce the seed, and then we sell that seed to companies like Mowing and Johnny's and other seed retailers. And I just want to use this time to give a real shout out to Paul and Emma, all the folks at Johnny's, Mowing. A lot of the seed companies have really done an amazing job to get to the good position that they are this winter, to be able to provide you all the best service they're able. When there are things that are out of stock, it's mostly the fault of companies like ours, not the folks at Johnny's and Mowing. And one of the things that we're experiencing is, when we're doing our seed production planning, we're producing seed for 2 or 3 years out. We're not just producing seed for our 1-year forecast. And so now here at the end of, almost 2 years of the pandemic, with the demand that we saw, especially at the first 12 months, we're sort of at the end of our stock of those productions because we used a lot of that inventory sooner than we were expecting. So if you're seeing stuff that's out of stock, it's stuff that's probably, got used up earlier, and those new productions just haven't come in yet. So hopefully you're not experiencing that too much. But that's sort of the situation. Go easy on your sales reps because it's not their fault. And I would also highly encourage you to just reach out, pick up the phone and call and ask questions, because sometimes you'll get, more up-to-date information than what you can find online. So anyway, but I hope everyone's gotten all the seeds that they want for this year, and wish everyone a really good season. And if anyone's interested in doing trials or looking at any of our varieties, I'll put my message or my email in the chat.
And there's a question about it, whether there are any new exciting varieties coming. Set you up, Adrian.
There's always new varieties. The ones that I'm most excited about are new heirloom type tomatoes. They're hybrids. They're designed for high tunnel production, so they have really good leaf mold resistance. Some excellent flavor, colors. The newest one we have is called Enrosa. It's a small pink variety, and it's really, really tasty. We have another one called Gin Fizz that's excellent. Cuba Libre and Mai Tai are our newest. So that's what I'm most excited about. I also have a bunch of fun, exciting things that still aren't named yet. So if you want to try some new stuff, let me know, and I'm happy to get you some samples. Thank you.
That's pretty significant there. You're willing to share seeds pre-release with growers to try them on their farms? They just have to call.
Yep, that's what I do. So if folks are willing to put in something that's still at the experimental phase, and let me come visit the farm, see how it's growing, get your feedback on what you like. Yeah, I'm always happy to work with new folks. So please
Great.
reach out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And next up is Carl Hammer of Vermont Compost, our final sponsor speaking today. Do want to acknowledge that Osborne Quality Seeds and the Vermont Economic Development Authority are our other two sponsors, but we're not able to be available to make some remarks today. Take it away, Carl.
If this works, I'm having a little computer stuff. Hello, everybody, vegetable growers. I was thinking about, I was in the store and I was buying a Napa cabbage from folks I know, and I mean, not from them, but that they had produced, and a red cabbage and some onions, and all from different farms where I knew the names of the growers and their faces and all members of this association. And it reminded me that 50 years ago, when I and several others of us were starting to grow vegetables to feed our community, and imagine a Vermont where we grew a lot of our food, and the food came from nearby and was part of our community. And I have to say now that we're not there yet, but we're growing a lot more of our food than we were, especially our vegetables, 50 years ago, and it's much more broadly distributed around the state. There were very few commercial vegetable growers in Vermont 50 years ago, and it's a lot of folks that are coming to these meetings all these years. So I just wanted to express my citizen eater appreciation for the diligence, the perseverance, and so on that vegetable growers have brought to bear over these many years. And I've enjoyed a very exciting chair as this unfolded, as we became producers of the potting media that so many of you are using to germinate seeds and develop transplants and so on. So I just want to give a shout out to vegetable growers. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. And I know people appreciate all of your support in developing high quality potting mixes and helping crops get off to a good start.